welcome back to another episode of Who Am I to Judge podcast. I'm Alexis.
And I am Samantha. Welcome back, everybody, to the show.
What's
How
up?
are you?
Good. I just took a shower, washed
How
my
was your workout
hair.
class?
It was good. It was good. The Wednesdays are always tough, but it was good. I washed my hair because I'm trying to do it every 2 weeks. So I did it today since I'm going home tomorrow.
It looks good. Looks
Thank
freshly
you.
washed.
It's freshly washed. And then what else did I do? I mean, I feel like I've had actually a pretty easier morning than normal. The lady sent the money. I won't say more about it, but the
Oh,
lady sent the
good.
money. I was like,
Finally.
thank fucking God. But what about you? How are you?
I'm good. Just been trying to get a damn appointment for my foot. I had to, yesterday I went to the doctor and then they were like, you need a referral from your primary care. And I was just like, oh my God, the American healthcare system is seriously the worst. But so that's what I had a virtual appointment this morning
Mhm.
and to get my referral. So yeah, that
So
was
when are you gonna
my
go?
day on Friday.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, he's just like, okay.
How long did the
The
appointment take? You were just
virtual,
like, oh, my foot
literally
hurts.
10 minutes. She said, she was like, this is my easiest appointment all day. She literally said that to me.
Like, girl,
Cause yeah, I'm like, my big toe hurts on my left foot. I
you
think
could
it's
have
that's,
emailed me this shit, bitch.
yeah. So whatever. I just see on TikTok, in China, you can literally just walk into any, into the hospital.
Really? And just be like, I
Yeah.
need this? That's
Yes,
hilarious.
and they're all the doctors are on different floors. There's little to no wait time. You don't have to even be a citizen. You don't have to have insurance. You go,
Damn.
you see the doctor. The same place you get your prescription. It
The
is
US
just
fucked up for
we're just
real.
living in the ghetto. But anyways, yeah, that was
Mm,
my
mm, mm.
day. But anyways, we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot has happened since we last talked. In the world. It's
A
still
lot
Black
has
History
happened.
Month, people.
It is still Black History Month. Y'all need to talk to your girl Jew. She's slipping on my gift, y'all.
Oh,
But
hell no.
yeah, I know it's Black History Month, and I'm like, where's my goodies at? But
I
hopefully
need
she'll
a
hear
foot
this,
massage or something.
right? Hopefully she'll hear these messages. But
Alexis.
let's get to it. I got some stuff to say today. Okay.
Yes, I want to hear.
Okay, well, what's on trial today is definitely the BAFTAs. Like, I have a lot to say, and I also hope we can have a broader just conversation about blackness and the N-word and other things like that. But basically, everyone's been
Mm-hmm.
talking about it. I'm trying to get the exact date of it. Okay,
I
the
think it was on
BAFTAs
Sunday.
award it was on February 22nd. And basically, it's the British Academy Film Awards. It's
The
known as the BAFTAs.
Oscars.
Yes, it's their Oscars. It's honoring the best national and foreign films of 2025. And so basically John Davidson was there. John Davidson is a Tourette's activist. He went to the not the Oscars, the BAFTAs, because he was a guest. He was
There
there
was
was
a
a
movie
film,
made.
yeah, there was a film called I Swear that was made based on his real life, or at least inspiration from his real life. And so he was there as an honored guest. And so he has Tourette's, and this manifests in his case, screaming very obscene things. And so there was apparently he screamed many different things that night, but one thing that really hit, at least Black TikTok, TikTok in general, I would say, is his use of the N-word. So there was a point where, excuse me, Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo from the Sinners film were presenting an award, and during the silence, John Davidson screams a tick, which is the N-word.
With the hard
Um,
R.
yes. Also, like, there have been, he said the N-word 2 other times that night with his tics. One was at the I believe the fashion, designer of the, who was, like, of the Sinners film. She also said she, like, posted on Instagram or, on social media basically saying that, like, she also was a victim of his tics saying the N-word when she was walking to dinner from the BAFTAs award. He screamed it at her. And then,
Oh my
another
god.
person yeah, and then another person as well said from the Sinners movie also said that he had said the N-word at her as well. And it started a big conversation because basically what happened right after was you could see immediately Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan's face fall, like they are absolutely deflated and humiliated. But then
Mhm.
they have to kind of stand in this humiliation.
Mhm.
And then the host, Alan Cummings, I believe his name is, he comes in and he talks about how, like, okay, what you just heard was a tick, and he kind of explains like there's, someone here who has Tourette's.
Mhm.
So, there was a lot of backlash from this because, mind you, the BAFTAs came to the US, I guess you would say, 2 hours after it actually took place, and there was a lot of conversation about how someone had said "Free Palestine" in one of their speeches, and that was blurred out, but the use of the N-word was not.
Mhm.
And John so there was a lot of things. John Davidson made like a quote, like a what do you call it, remarks, and he said, "I wanted to thank the BAFTA and everyone involved in the awards last night for their support and understanding and inviting me to attend the broadcast. I appreciated the announcement to the auditorium in advance of the recording, warning everyone that my tics are involuntary and are not a reflection of my personal beliefs. I was heartened by the round of applause that followed this announcement and felt welcomed and understood in an environment that would normally be impossible for me. In addition to the announcement by Alan Cumming, the BBC, and BAFTA, I can only add that I am and always have been mortified if anyone considers my involuntary tics to be intentional or to carry any meaning. I have spent my life trying to support and empower the Tourette's community and to teach empathy, kindness, and understanding from others, and I will continue to do so. I chose to leave the auditorium early in the ceremony as I was aware of the distress my tics were causing. So, he makes this
Mhm.
statement. There's a lot of talk and stuff. Basically, the talk is around should he be apologizing for his tics, the N word, to the Black community and specifically Del Rolando and Michael B. Jordan for the use of the N word.
Mhm.
The other side of it is a lot of people saying it's ableist to think that it's ableist to call him racist because this is involuntary and y'all don't understand Tourette's, you're not having empathy for it. So there's a lot
Mhm.
of conversation around it. What was your like immediate like thoughts or reactions and just what's your opinion of the whole conversation of this?
Yeah. I mean, immediate reaction, I think I was, just I mean, not I'm not gonna generalize all Black people, but it was just like triggering to hear and
Mhm.
sad to see, Delroy Lindo and Michael B. Jordan having to deal with that on the global stage
Mhm.
because we just know how that feels, and it's during Black History Month, man.
Mhm.
We've had a crazy Black History Month this month. So I've seen people on the internet saying that until y'all get it together, Black History Month will be all year.
Mhm.
So yeah. um but yeah, like, and then, like, as, like, I saw the discourse, first of all, also, like, this was the first award of the night, apparently.
Oh.
Um, so I have a lot of thoughts. I mean, I think that there's a lot of things at play. Something that's glaringly obvious is just the the lack of grace that Black people are afforded in these situations. Like, they're just like, get over, like,
Mhm.
like, we're sorry
Mhm.
if you were offended. It's just like, no, we were offended.
Mhm.
Like, we were offended, rightfully so. Like, there should have been some acknowledgement about, you know, the word, and there should have been some better accommodations for this man. Like, if he knows that this is, a part of his disability, that he yells harmful, like,
Mhm.
slurs,
Mhm.
and this is a recorded show, I think that the BAFTAs failed in providing, appropriate accommodations for this man. And I also think that, the BAFTAs failed and seems pretty intentional, the fact that they have, edited out Free Palestine, like a man, accepting his award saying Free Palestine, but they didn't edit that out for the world to see. And so it's just like, this
Whew.
is crazy. Like, y'all don't care about harming, offending, hurting, embarrassing, humiliating Black people. And that's like an afterthought. And like, we should all center this person's discomfort, and not that it's like, yes, like there's room for everybody, but like, I think you always say it's just like the impact of what you do is not, you have to apologize for the impact that it's made, regardless, even if like, you know, you didn't mean to, or that wasn't your intent.
Mhm.
And
Absolutely.
I get that that's like a difficult position to be in, as just like
Mhm.
some person, like a person that this is like happening involuntarily.
Mhm.
um but it's just like, it still lands. Like,
Yeah.
that word is filled with lots of history, and maybe we should talk about that. Like, like, let's get into it if we're really about to talk about, like, if we're really about to talk about, like, we want to do education about
Mhm.
Tourette's. Like, how about
Mhm.
we educate people on why that word is so, coming from
Mhm.
white man,
Mhm.
why that could be so, triggering and hurtful. So,
Mhm.
yeah. What about
No,
you?
I totally agree. I'm gonna tell you my thoughts, but I literally was just opened up Instagram because I was trying to see if he said anything else, and Mary Cosby's son just died from Salt Lake City, Real Housewives. You know how he
Oh,
had like he had
no.
an overdose.
Oh my god, that is
Isn't
so
We
sad.
pray for them, and I mean, and hopefully Mary can find peace. It's her only
Damn.
child. I mean, it's really
Oh
sad.
my god.
It's really sad. Okay, well, this is my thoughts.
Whew.
I totally agree with everything you're saying. I feel like this is my thing. I feel like the country, you know, has the country, white people, we just anyone outside of black people has gotten really comfortable with black like humiliation. Like black people just kind of sitting in humiliation and kind of thinking that like not seeing it as a big deal, not seeing it as something to have empathy or for, like just
Mhm.
literally being comfortable with black people being humiliated. This to
Yep.
me is one of those times. I when I think about like disability and accommodations, like I always think about it from a teacher perspective. I have taught many students with disabilities. I have taught students with such severe disabilities that at times they were inpatient, like, had to leave
Mhm.
not just the classroom, their house, to get treatment for weeks on end. Um, there were plenty of times where I had children with ADHD, with bipolar, schizophrenia, who like had an episode in the classroom. Possibly they
Mhm.
were off their medicine and they're talking to themselves in their classroom, screaming crazy things at us, ripping shit off the bulletin board, throwing pencils. And one of the accommodations was eventually when it gets too much, they have to be removed from the setting. Why?
Right.
Because their education and also safety cannot be prioritized over the safety of everyone.
Mhm.
And so, yes, sometimes we sat there and ignored them while they were talking to themselves. We even ignored them when they were screaming shit sometimes and
Mhm.
making random noises here and there. But eventually, when it gets to the point where it's harmful to the class, to everyone else, you have to remove yourself. That is the accommodation. For
Mhm.
me, there is no reason that someone who, and this is my personal opinion, with a disability who knows their disability manifests in a way that harms people. And in this situation, when they see a black person, they cannot help themselves but to scream the N word. I don't understand why you would not ask to be in, like, a suite, like, when we go to shows and theaters, they have those suites up,
Yeah.
like, where you can put yourself in a suite. We're not saying you have to completely remove yourself, but just put yourself in a suite and you can
Zoom
scream.
in,
Right, you can
something.
scream all you want.
Mhm.
Secondly, and then there's a point where if it gets too much where everyone else's, safety in in the theater is at compromise, then like you have to remove yourself. That is a reasonable
Mhm.
accommodation. I've seen a lot of people saying things like, people with Tourette's have a right to live. There is a big gap between right to live and just not
Right.
coming to the BAFTA awards.
Right.
What we're saying is, yes, you have a right to exist, but you have to also exist in a way that's safe for everyone else. It reminds me of, I was telling Shawnee this, like, I follow this TikTok creator who has a son who's a teenager. He's like nonverbal, he's autistic, and he like hits her. Like it's like
Mhm.
gets bad sometimes.
Mhm.
And all the comments are like, "Mama, we're here for you. I have an autistic son too. He's getting bigger." But that just because he has this ability doesn't mean give him the right to hit you. And you have to put in different, you have to set boundaries, you have to like
Mhm.
have different accommodations. And if that means he can't go to school for a little bit because he's just attacking everyone, that's the accommodation. For
Mhm.
me, I feel like people are not seeing this incident this as on the same level as that. And maybe it's because it's verbal and it's not physical, but the damage of someone screaming the N-word to on an international, like, broadcasted stage
Hmm.
when you are, get
On
there on
stage.
stage and have to just
I would be scared to get shot,
sit
honestly.
and remain professional,
Right.
that is, to me, just as harmful as someone slapping the shit out of you or throwing a desk at you. The
Yes.
reasonable accommodation is that you are not at the stage yet where you can be in a theater with people of color. And so for me, I I have empathy in the sense that yes, I can understand it is completely humiliating for you to
Live
scream
with
these
this
things.
disease,
Yes,
yeah.
scream these things involuntarily and people are looking at you like you're crazy. But it's also, you cannot stop there with your thoughts. You also have to
Mhm.
move forward and say it's also completely humiliating for the Black person who has to stand on stage internationally, like I said, broadcasted and get called the N word, or a fat
Right.
person walk past you and get called fat, or a person in a wheelchair and get called crippled, whatever it is. Like, however
Mhm.
it manifests, it's also equally as embarrassing or more for the other person because they can't react. And
Right.
I'm like, and so for me, it's hard for me to have any empathy for any more empathy than that for him. I feel like I was expecting in a statement to say sorry because I feel like one thing is that yes, if you know this is not you know he says it doesn't it's not representative of his personal beliefs. He said
Mhm.
that he doesn't believe these things. Then what does it cost you to apologize? If
Right,
you don't
right.
believe these things, it shouldn't be any tension to the apology because you
Right.
know that you don't believe this and you do absolutely want people to know you don't. But the fact that there's tension about the thought that there has to be an
Right.
apology makes me actually believe that um there actually could be a world where you actually do believe these things because you think you have a right to say it without apologizing.
Right,
And that
exactly.
to me shows that he is fucking racist. He actually does have a lot of fucking problems outside
Mhm.
of the Tourette's. And this is my last point. Also, two things can be true at once. You can have fucking Tourette's and be racist.
Yes.
You can have Tourette's where you scream the N-word and be a fucking racist too. The fact that we're trying to like handle this man with little kid gloves is
Right.
like strange to me. And it also to me
Mhm.
perpetuates the
Yes.
disability shit because we're being like, he's a little, you have to be careful with him.
Right.
And finally, I don't fucking know John Davidson. Nobody does.
Mhm.
I could write on a fucking paper, I don't like Trump and vote for him. I could also write this doesn't at all like, represent my beliefs and then low key laugh because I said the N word. Like we
Right,
don't know
right,
his
right.
intentions in his brain. So
Yeah.
why should I as a Black person give
Right.
him the benefit of the doubt in
Exactly.
any world because he can't even fucking apologize to me. And so
Exactly.
I'm absolutely disgusted with the BAFTAs. I'm disgusted by John Davidson. I
Hmm.
will never watch his film. I hope it's a boycott on his fucking film and I hope it's a boycott of the BAFTAs. I don't think any Black filmmakers should show up to the BAFTAs next year. Um and he owes them an apology. I hope, and I also hope that Michael B. Jordan and Delroy Lindo
Mhm.
sue the shit out of them. I hope they sue them, because they created a hostile environment
Mhm.
and knowingly did so. I can't imagine they didn't know what John Davison was capable of
They
coming.
knew.
Mhm.
Everybody knew. If they gave a disclaimer before the show start, it's like, y'all knew. Like, y'all
Horrible.
knew.
Horrible. And honestly, John Davidson's very lucky. And I said this to Shahani because I was like, there are Black people like a Will Smith, like someone who actually would stand on business and go on the stage and slap you, that after the second time he said the N word, they would have came and slapped the shit out of him. You know, like, I don't care about your disability. Don't fucking say that shit again. You know, he's
Alexis.
lucky that these are two men who were basically allowed him to harass them, denigrate them with no consequence. I don't
Yeah.
care if it's involuntary. And then also, like, Charlemagne also said, like, a really good point where I was like, "This is the first time I ever
Yeah, that's
yeah."
crazy.
But he was just like he was like, "This man is allegedly, like, 80 something." Like, let me look up his age,
Yeah, he's
John.
80. He's 80
Okay.
something.
I like Tourette's doesn't invent language. He had to have heard the N-word, and most likely as anytime you learn the N-word as a white person, it's in a racist context, okay? Because shouldn't be fucking saying it. It's derogatory. So he knows the connotation of this fucking word. And I just can't imagine that an 80-year-old white man in fucking Britain who fucking says the N-word whenever he sees a black person. Why is it, I mean, not that this is any better, but why isn't it black? Why isn't it like, why the fact that it's an N-word, there was plenty
Mhm.
of other people on the fucking stage. Charlemagne said there was women that came on there. You didn't yell shit at them. There was other people of color that came
Mhm.
on there. You didn't yell shit at them. But the one time anytime you see a black person, it's the N-word. It's very hard to accept that as a black person.
Right. No,
It's
I
very hard.
definitely agree. I mean, I agree, like, in terms of, like, you know, knowing the word, like, we all know words and we know that, like, like, I feel like being alive in America or being in the world, you come to know slurs, cuss
Mhm.
words, and you know what I mean? Not negating your point, but just saying, like,
That's my whole point. It's like he understands. He has learned this probably in a context that is
I
derogatory
mean,
for black
I mean,
people.
people know that. Yeah, it's like he knows, and like the type of what she's saying, the type of
Tourette's.
Tourette's that he has, it's like you say things that you like you don't want to say at all. Like it's just like, I'm not trying to laugh, but it's just like you say things that just like it would be like the worst thing to say in this moment, I guess. Um, but I
Like,
also
go ahead.
but I also like think like, he is a white man in this
Mhm.
world. And
Mhm.
so it's just like it is very hard to accept as a black person. And also like I think it stops there. Like I think it stops with the apology, because if it was women, or if it was, a Jewish slur or something like that,
Mhm.
it would not I think there would be like a official apology, not just like, I'm sorry if you were offended. Like it's crazy.
It would be an
It's
official apology. He would have
crazy.
been removed. If he yelled something about
Yes.
Hitler or something like a Jewish slur,
Yes.
he would have been removed. They would not have
Yes.
allowed him to say it two more times. I
Right.
guarantee you that.
He
I
wouldn't have been in
guarantee
the
you that.
room. Yeah. I mean, they bleeped out free Pals out. Like, it's just
They
like,
apparently also bleeped out he had said a homophobic slur and they bleeped that out.
yeah. See? It's just like, so y'all just let this one fly. Like, and it's like, it was the first award. So y'all had more time than any of the other awards to edit it. It's just like, this is I'm really looking at the BAFTAs, and because I do think they capitalize off of what black backlash, like
Absolutely.
it's just like, they want people to watch this damn movie, and it is just like I am so tired for black people, like the amount of times in a day, like especially if you're in an environment with white people or people of other races, it happens. Like it happens
Mhm.
all day long. Like I can't tell you how many times like things are said that just are not okay all the way, and it's just like
Mhm.
I'm just surviving. I just need to get out of like I just need to survive this moment so that I can move the fuck on. Like, and it's just so it's really sad. Like it's the dismissiveness of everybody. Like, it's just like, just get over it. Like, it's just like,
Mhm.
it's like,
Literally,
why
just get
is it
over it.
always just get over it when it comes to black people? Like,
Right. Why can't he just apologize then? If
yes,
I
why
just get
can't he
over
just
it, he just
apologize?
apologized. Let's just go back and forth on
Exactly.
that. Well, he can't help it. I don't give a damn. Like, I hate to say it like that. I don't actually care about his intention or what he can and cannot control. What I can care about is his impact. He hurt somebody. If you hurt someone, you should apologize.
Apologize.
And
Period.
somebody was like, I saw somebody comment on somebody's page like, "So that's like saying someone in a wheelchair accidentally rolls over your foot and they
They're
have to
gonna
apologize?" And I'm like,
apologize.
"They probably will
They
fucking
will.
apologize. Are you kidding?
We
That's
do
like a
things all
very
the
normal
time.
thing."
Even if
Like,
you step on somebody's foot, even if like we do things accidentally all the time, like you apologize.
you
Like
fucking
as being a
apologize.
human, there's just, there's human error. And it's just
Just
like
when it's just like when you hurt someone, you apologize. Like, it's not even about it doesn't even have to get as deep as like, well, can you control it? Can you do it's like if you hurt someone, the nice, kind thing to do is just repair the harm,
the
say I'm
right thing to
sorry,
do.
and move on. You know,
Mm.
I've apologized for many things I didn't mean to apologize for, but I understood the other person was hurt and I just said, fine, sorry. Like even he could even give us that. It to me, John Davidson, you are a racist. They gave him donkey of the day. Yes, you are a donkey of the day.
Alexis, I'm so
Um,
shocked that you like
I saw that and I was
with
like, I'm
Charlotte.
tuned in. I'm tuned in that you are a joke. That's what I have to say. And also, this is the last thing I'll say, but like,
That's
I'm
so
just curious of
funny.
your thought because I've been thinking about this and I'm like curious if you agree with this. I don't like, I'm not saying it as like, this is my thought, but this is a thought I had. So, like, you know how, like, I feel like they're really not understanding how this is that bad because I feel like they're like, it's a word versus like, it would be like, they literally banned Will Smith for slapping someone. And I feel like they're like, well, that's physical. Like, I feel like in their
Whatever.
mind, this word is whatever. My question is, I wonder, do you think that like the casual use of the N word, like at all, like promotes, for the lack of a better word, the idea that like it's not that bad to say? I'm curious if,
Mm.
like, that at all plays into it. I'm not saying it does, I'm just, like, bringing it up as a conversation topic.
I felt like somebody had a good point about like I think on Twitter I like read somebody that was kind of like making that point like a white person like tweeted like,
Oh,
well, like
no.
a white woman, I think it
Mhm.
was, there was like, well, if you don't tweet, like if you say that word all the time,
You
and
about to
then
get
like,
ate up.
but like somebody was like, well, like just because fuck, it was like a movie. It was like, oh, they said the N word a bunch of times in Sinners. And so
Mhm,
she was like, if you're saying in the movie, blah, blah, and then they brought up, I don't know, some show that was like with women, like white women, and they like
mhm.
call each other bitches or something. And it's just like, so like people should just go around calling you a bitch all day. Like it is different from different people. Like we just have to accept that. Like being in a community, if I'm calling a girl bitch is so different, like, than like in the tone, the way, like the perspective of the person that it's coming from
Mhm,
versus a man ever calling me a bitch. You know
mhm,
what I'm saying?
mhm,
Like, I
mhm,
don't joke around with men calling me a bitch.
mhm. Yeah,
And
that's true.
so I do feel like, and then also I've gone down rabbit holes of like the word nigga comes from niggas, and like black and like white people couldn't say, like that's like that was how we
They couldn't say the word migas?
niggas. Like
That's
they
so
just
easy to say, migas. Like, what do you mean they couldn't say it?
they're just
Something wrong with their
stupid.
tongue? Like, the
Yes,
fuck?
I think so. That British turning into English, not really like, not really getting it. And like
Oh,
that's,
I'm
and so it
dead.
was just like that's not, like we look up the definition negus, negus.
Stop saying it. Stop saying
It's like
it.
a king or something like that. It's
Mhm.
like some like a
Mhm.
beautiful word.
Mhm.
And so yeah, like I just feel like I don't think that's necessarily the case, especially yeah, I don't think I believe that like after seeing that like the word comes from. It's just like, okay, like, I don't believe that, like, they made up this word to call us, and
Mhm.
it's just like, no, I can believe that this comes from, like, their stupidity of where they, what we were calling each other or how we were whatever, and,
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
you know, then they turned it into a bad like, don't say that word because whatever.
Mhm. Mhm.
So yeah, that's my thoughts. What about you?
um I don't know. Like I don't know. I feel like unfortunately any like I don't trust like I think like I don't like white people generally I don't trust enough that I could see a world where they're like, well, black people are saying it, like it's like, they're gradually saying it. So yes, it's bad, but is it that bad? Like type of thing.
I also
Or
just fear what white like, the conversations about Black people in white people's homes,
oh, I'm sure it's terrible.
that is crazy, and so, yeah.
And I also just think it also shows just like how disposable black people are in society, where it's like they were absolutely willing to kind of just get rid of kind of just throw Delroy and Michael B. Jordan to the wolves and
Oh
it
my
is what it is. You
god.
know what I'm saying?
Apparently, they didn't even like, a couple years ago, they had no Black
Yeah, I saw
people that
that. I saw that. I
won,
saw
so
that.
it's just
Well, even
like
nominated,
yeah,
like even nominated.
nominated,
But I feel
yes.
like that it just shows how disposable they are. And I feel like I mean, we've both seen it. We've seen it in workplace. We've seen it in relationships. We've seen it in friendships. Like it's just like I'm just not comfortable with how comfortable the country has become with black humiliation, the disposableness or whatever the word would be
Yes,
of black
yes.
people. And I'm
Black
just so
feelings.
yes, and I'm so happy that, like, they did this to Black Americans because there was a TikToker who
Yes, I
we saw
saw
that,
that,
who's like,
yeah.
basically, "Black British people don't stand on business at all." And so
Right.
she's so happy happened to
They're
Black
too
Americans.
polite.
Yes, because we will fucking put your fucking neck to the fire. And so I'm just like, "Yeah, stand in it, BAFTAs." Like, you're gonna have this isn't
Yes.
over. This won't be over for a long time, honey, trust me.
Right, right.
Scholars are gonna write
Y'all
about this in
about to learn from
academia.
this, yeah.
Right. They're gonna make documentaries. I mean, this is gonna be bad. And
Because
so
it's the perfect example for
yes.
it is like this
Someone screamed the
cross-sectionality,
N word
a white man with a
and
disability. Like,
and
you know what
didn't
I'm
get
saying?
removed. Like,
Right,
it's
and had
wow.
opportunities to say it the whole night, and they knew there was like, it sounds like what you said, like, he knows this is one of his ticks, like, that is that's where I get confused.
Yeah.
If you know this is one of your ticks, you know this is the environment, you know you're gonna be seeing, like, Black people are gonna be on stage, they give a disclaimer at the beginning, like, they were not protecting
No.
anybody in that room. So like you said, it's just like, okay, so we're valuing this man's comfort and like inclusion, being inclusive
Mhm.
over and not
Anyone
say
else. Anyone
yes.
else.
And it's just like
Over hope.
there are ways to include him and not make anybody else um be victim of
Yes.
this
Yes.
because
He doesn't
we're not going to be put up with being called niggas
I mean,
ever
he
from
just
anybody.
regardless, it's like he is not allowed as a person who is a citizen in the world to just go places and wreak havoc. Like that's just not what
Yeah.
happens in a civilized society, regardless of the disability you have. That's why there's accommodations in place because we want you to succeed, not just be thrown to the dungeon and people hate you. And so it's just like you had like
Alexis.
I mean that's just what it is. You had an
That's how it
opportunity
used to be. Yeah.
that's how it used to be. I mean, I've seen it in schools, they'll just be
Yeah.
like, you're not with the class all day. Like, it
Yeah.
happens, but it's just like it's just anybody with a brain. If I worked at the BAFTAs and the minute they said this man's coming and he screams the N-word, I
Right.
would be like, well, y'all
We
know
can't do
Michael B. Jordan
this.
is gonna be on
We
stage,
know
right?
all these
Right,
woony,
right,
like, this is a disaster waiting to
right. It's like,
happen.
so you know that they're gonna be on the first people on stage. What are y'all about to do? And if they said they had nothing in place, I would say don't let a single Black person step foot on that stage.
Yeah.
Like, because
Or like, right, like you need to either have a better accommodation for him or do not let him
right,
see
right.
any of these Black people. Like, what the fuck?
Shit's
You're
about
so
to
right,
get
Alexis.
there. You know how Armand, he has that little button that says, shit's
Yes.
about to get uglier than a motherfucker.
Oh,
That's like literally what I
hilarious.
would press right now. Like, it's about to get
Yes. I'm
bad.
like, y'all didn't. That's why it feels almost like the backlash is just like I do believe like one of my astrologers that I follow,
Mhm,
Monique Ruffin, she always just talks about siphoning Black people's energy and just
mhm,
like our rage, our emotions and our whatever
mhm, mhm,
is like, it's very powerful. And but I also at the same time, and I was reading her Substack, she kind of wrote about this, like
mhm.
this is like a big mirror moment for Black people. Like we can't let people play with us. People have been
No,
playing with us this month
no,
and
not
we
at
have
all.
to call it out. And I know it's
Mhm,
so fucking exhausting. Like,
mhm,
and it's traumatizing, like, the amount of things that, like, happen and then, like, you just tell your friends or, like, you're just kinda,
mhm,
like
mhm,
because you're just trying to survive and you just don't wanna deal with it, especially and you also don't wanna deal with somebody not doing anything about it.
mhm,
Like, you're
mhm,
like, "There's no point of raising this because y'all are just gonna be white together." Like,
mhm.
that is just what's gonna happen. And I mean, like, do you watch Traders, actually? Do you watch
I've
Traders?
watched it before. Like, what do you want to
Okay.
say?
I just noticed, like, there is a serious pattern, like, even on this show, like, this subconscious pattern of, like, getting all the Black people out first,
Yeah.
Alexis. Like, it
Oh,
is just
absolutely. Have you ever seen Survivor? Every season, that's the same
I know,
thing.
that's what
That's
Courtney was
the
talking about she's watching Survivor, and
Yeah,
they're,
I mean,
like, so
that's like it was
racist.
so big that CBS had to make like a thing basically being like, you can't take all the Black people out at once. Like, it's like
What
that's
the
like a
fuck is
very
that
normal
about,
thing.
Alexis?
It's
These
it's
game shows, it's
it's
like
like what I talked
subconscious, like, this
about.
bias,
I
like
mean, yeah, it's systemic racism. It's the what I've talked about, like the comfortability of disposing of Black people. Like they don't really see us,
Mm.
I truly believe, as like whole
Right,
people with
you're right,
feelings, with
you're
dreams,
right,
with value. And so like they kind of look at us as just like trash. Like it's just like, well, we can get rid of her and it's easy and we'll move on and everything we find on the island. There's nothing to worry about. Like
right.
that's I mean, literally Big Brother. I don't know if you're familiar, but
Mm-mm.
Big Brother
Oh,
until
right,
like
that
3 or 4
girl.
years ago
Mm.
had no Black winners to the point where they had a season where all the Black people on the first day got together and formed an alliance called the Cookout, and
Wow.
the whole premise was we
For
have a
each other.
responsibility to make sure
Wow.
it
Yeah, I'm
was
not
so
in the
successful.
gamers
It was so
area.
successful. These Black people got
Wow.
everyone out of the house to the point where
Oh
the
my
the last
god.
people in the Black Panther house were the Cookout, and then at that point, they could start getting rid of each other because now they've successfully reached the
Right.
mission, which is there will be
That's
a
what we
Black
have to
winner.
do on every game show,
And that's
y'all.
when you got the first Black winner, which was a Black man. It wasn't Taylor. Taylor was the second Black
Wow.
winner. But I
Okay.
say that to say,
Oh
um,
my god,
you
Alexa. Yeah, I don't
it
really
has
watch
to
game
get
shows.
it has to be that intentional for a Black person to basically win a show because there is just this
Right.
this idea that we are disposable people.
Right,
We
you're
have seen it in our
right.
life, in our jobs. Like they're
You're so
literally the number
right.
one
I'm so
um
sad about that.
population community of the highest unemployed group of population of people in the US is Black women. We are disposable to our employers. I have been in relationships where people have just disposed of me. Like this is a phenomenon that I think even the most critical, even the white person with the highest critical consciousness still battles. And so I just
Mm,
feel like,
that is
yes,
so
that's just what
sick.
it is.
That's sick. It is sick. And we really, as Black people, like, we have to have each other's back. And that's why I be getting so confused when, like, when the kinfolk ain't acting like that. Like, I'll be like, they would get rid of you too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
but
they particularly raised my blood pressure. And I just have to take a
yeah.
couple deep breaths. But what I have to say is shame on the BAFTAs, fuck John Davidson, and
Yeah.
Yeah, I said it. If that costs me in brand deals in the future, it is what it is because I'd rather deal with a company who
Yes.
understands that everyone has to be everyone has to
Right, you
have
just don't give a
safety.
fuck about me
Yeah,
then.
everyone has to
Like,
have safety rather than
right.
just one community at the expense of the other. That is a truly inclusive place, not a place where we're gonna allow someone to just humiliate, denigrate, throw racial slurs out, regardless if they can control it or
Period.
not,
And if we
and
want
we're
to
okay with
play
that.
the fucking, like, disability, like, game, it's just, like, people have most like, I feel like almost everybody becomes disabled at some point in their life. You know what I mean? Like, you get
Yes.
older and you become disabled, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, this is it's just crazy.
It is, and that's why I just don't ever feel like I have to bend over backwards for any, like, white person's request, because I'm just like,
No.
at the end of the day, there's only a select few white people I trust, maybe 3, and maybe
Mm.
4 3 or 4. I would say, like, Julia, Miguel, my friend Jimmy, and Mrs. Wood. Other than that, there's really no
That's so
other
cute.
black people white people that I would say I trust, and so I'm not gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. Who are the white people you trust? Name them.
Okay. Oh my god, that is, like, so crazy,
Name them.
Alexis. You're so crazy. Uh, I mean, it's weird because, like, with my family, it's like, when my cousin
Right, it's
Aaliyah
different. Yeah,
be white, I would
it's
say
different.
Aaliyah. Maybe, like,
Yeah.
because they're Aaliyah.
Mhm.
Um, Anybody else?
It's different for Samantha, y'all. Samantha actually has, like, white people in her, like, family, so she
I
cares
know, but
about
I
them
also
deeper.
but no, 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 but, like, at the same time, be comfortable in a room, like, I have left places, like
With family?
like, this summer. Oh my god. It's just kinda like, okay, like, my pop-up I'll just say it generally this, my pop-up and my mom left. And I realized that I was like, "Oh my word," like, and this was
Yeah.
like, because my uncle is married
Yes,
into
a white family as well.
yeah, so
Mhm.
I was just like, "Okay, I gotta go," like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just
I'm
'cause
dead.
I feel safe there, but it's just like, I do feel safer with my papa and my mom,
Mhm,
like,
mhm,
it's just like, you don't want anything to and that's another thing, it's like, it's not even like it's just like you don't want anything to happen. Like,
mhm,
I don't want you to say anything. I don't want anything to happen. So I'm just gonna go.
mhm,
Um, but yeah, like I don't have a lot of white people in my life that I
mhm,
trust. Like if my
mhm,
grandmother was alive, I would say her. Like,
mhm.
but
Yeah.
honestly, outside of that and like, Aaliyah, like if you consider her white, like and that's pretty much it. Like,
I don't
like
know, I gotta see Aaliyah as, like, a grown person because I feel like as a kid, she looked mixed to me, but I don't know what she looks like as
Mhm.
a grown person now. But I feel like when I was a child at your sleepovers, I'd be like, "Oh, she's, like, mixed." I had that thought in my mind,
That's
but
funny.
maybe it's
Well,
because
I
I knew
love
she
that
was
for
your
her.
cousin, so I was
Yes,
like
I think that might be it. I'll definitely show her you, but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like I don't have a lot of white people in my life and not that it's like, I'm open to friends, but I'm sad that I get disappointed. I get disappointed. I've gotten disappointed. I've gotten disappointed by friends
Mhm, mhm,
before. And
mhm.
so it's just like I'd rather not be putting myself like and the situation is like dramatic. Like,
Mhm,
just like I told you about what happened.
mhm.
Um
I
and
agree.
so yeah, I want to like but it's just like it's really about self-protection at the end of the day because like
Yes,
the
yes.
the implicit bias is scary when you
Mhm,
see it rear its ugly head
mhm.
and I'd rather not like really care about somebody and then they roll their ugly head. I'd just rather like
Yeah, I mean, it's just like I want the white people in my life, I want to stand 10 toes behind me, it's like I want to like I the
no
white people
question.
the white people that I listed, those 4 white people, I know would have been like, "Hell yeah," behind this mic every single time I was saying anything about John Davidson. They wouldn't have been like, well,
Right.
Alexis, wait, what about" no, they would have been like Miguel would have been like, "Mhm." fuck him, you know?
Mhm.
Like, it's
Mhm.
just like, that's the kind of white people that need to be in my life. If you're
You're
sitting over
right.
here being like, "But he can't help it," that doesn't matter, the impact does, bitch, right? Like, it's just
Right.
like,
Period.
so I just feel like, yeah,
Right.
I
You're
mean,
right. You're right. Because that's where it comes in. Where it's just
mm.
like, well, it's just like, no, bitch. Don't start with that. And
Don't
that's
fucking start with
everything
me.
starts in me like, and I was listening to I love Janae at Future. I love their podcast. It's called
Mhm.
fuck, what is it called? Dark Woke. And
Mhm.
so she was just saying, or they were saying like how just like how like this a lot of things are gonna start and end with how we treat, respect,
Yeah.
care about black people. And like, and it's
Yes,
just
yes,
like,
yes.
and like she was in an argument with somebody, and they were like, free Palestine down, like, like just like making
Mhm.
that their
Mhm.
argument about like voting and like whatever. And like she was kind of saying like about just she could just really feel from that person that they were like not trying to they didn't want another black movement. Like, like they were
Mm.
like, I don't want this to be about black people.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I
Mhm.
want this to be a free Palestine, like Middle East
Mhm.
foreign
Mhm.
policy,
Mhm.
because that's where I feel like, empowered, like, or that's
Mhm.
like like, a narrative around being good or whatever. And it's just like, I just don't want to talk about black people. And like, and honestly, I mean, I'm pretty sure it's true. It's just like, until they do right by us, until they do right, until we do right by ourselves. But no, it's an inside job. Like, there's a lot that what we do, we need to be the cookout. That's one thing. We need to
Mhm.
lock arms. And if we're not in it, we
Well, like we always
un
say, you lose your black card. We like
yes, we
you
unlink
just
arms and link to the next person. Like, it's just like, we don't care. Like, we
we
gotta
push them
just
like it's like a fire in the middle of us all linking our arms, and then if they do something, we unlink with them, we push them in the fire, we link
yes,
together, and
and
they're
link
done.
again
Yes, and we don't blink
strong,
an
bitch.
eye. We're just like
Yes,
we're
we
watching
have
death in front of
to.
us, and we're just like, okay,
No, that's how serious it is. Because they're gonna try to kill us. They're calling us a nigger on stage. Like, what is this?
girl.
The 19? This didn't even happen back in the day
Right,
like
that's what I'm
that.
saying. Like it's just like to
Y'all
fix your
trying to get this
tongue
be regular thing?
to
No,
fix your
bitch.
tongue and have to and try to explain away someone getting and what we can call it is someone getting harassed and humiliated on stage
Period.
it because of their skin tone is you're to me that is evil like to try to explain that away to me in any way shape or form is evil because I would never explain away a someone in a wheelchair getting picked on, you know?
Right,
So why on earth
exactly.
would you try to explain away racism? That is racism. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It doesn't
Yes,
matter.
you're right. You're right. You're right.
Jesus Christ, it don't matter.
It don't
Anyway,
matter.
let we got like 13 minutes. What you want to talk about?
What was the other thing? Oh, we got to talk about Top Model. Did you watch the
Wanna
doc?
be on top? No, I didn't, but you can tell me about it. But I also have a problem with all the bashing a little bit.
You need to watch.
I'll watch it, but I feel like to me, Miss J and the other guy are not all the way innocent.
They're not, and but
And I
they
feel
were
like
they were taking much more accountability,
okay,
I will
good.
say,
Cause
in the
I'm like,
documentary.
cause I've just seen
That
a lot
is
of
where it
them going
came
at
from.
Tyra, and I'm like,
No, no,
y'all
no,
were
no,
doing the
no.
same shit Tyra was
You need
doing.
to watch the doc, because that is where we're not stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm,
we're not trying to be like, okay, like we get there's a, TV empire around this. We know that they want good TV. They don't give a fuck. We know this
mhm,
is the 2000s. They know they did stuff wrong. Like, they
mhm,
literally, that was what was good about it, is like they did, I feel like, those people like Nigel, Miss J,
mhm,
Jay,
mhm,
like,
mhm.
seemed like they were really taking accountability and talking about it with some type of,
Okay, good.
um, what's the word?
Just
Fuck.
like they took accountability. Like they said,
De
I
Niro.
understand I took a part in some of this as well. Cause I just don't want it to
Yeah.
be like it's all Tyra because I'm like, y'all were grown adults. Like, y'all if y'all felt like something was wrong, you could have said something. If money was on the table and you didn't want to say it, that's fine, but be real. Like, I just
Yeah,
feel
yeah,
like that
yeah.
it might turn into a Tyra bashing, and I'm like, they were mean too.
No,
I have
for sure.
memories of them being
No, no,
mean.
no. They showed all the clips. They
Oh,
showed
okay.
all the clips of like, it's a
Okay.
little wide for me. Like,
Right,
commercials and stuff.
yes,
Like, like they were
exactly.
showing all like
Exactly.
where they were, fucked up.
Mhm.
I just feel like they had a more genuine approach to like, yeah, like this was crazy. But Tyra was just smiling, like, like just like she just had a smirk on the whole time. I'm like, this lady is crazy. Like, I seriously feel like Tyra is like stuck in like Life Size or like, just
Mm.
like
Mhm.
her past roles, and she's
Mhm.
very old school to me, like, just
Mhm.
like in what she talks about and just how like
Like, what
she's
was she
this
talking about that was old school?
just the way she says stuff, like, just like
Mhm.
how she was just like, "You're gonna be on," like,
She is 52, but yeah, mhm.
I just feel like, but just even back then, like, I just feel like
Mhm.
she's still the same.
Mhm.
I didn't feel any, like, when she was asked the hard questions,
What would
like,
she say?
she was like, okay, so they asked her about Shandy. Have you,
Shandy. Yeah, she was like skinny white girl and she cheated on her.
so that was the narrative, right? But in the
Mhm.
doc,
I have a great memory.
you do, you really do,
I
Alexis.
some of these people just stood out to me, I remember.
So she reveals in this documentary that she was blacked out drunk and
Mhm.
she basically was raped. Like, trigger warning.
But why did they talk about it? Why was that even a topic on Top Model?
Because that was the narrative, that she was cheated on her boyfriend, when really it was the producers that were like, yeah, you guys can invite the guys over from that were like doing the Vespas all day and like have like a night out in
Okay.
Milan. And
Mhm.
so like, and her being they filmed them in the bed, like her being sexually assaulted.
Mm.
And so it was just like, she literally has her like worst moment that the world saw. They felt it was okay. She said she drank like
Did she tell
two
Tyra that
bottle
she was
of
getting
my
raped?
2 bottle of wine. Yes. And
And
so
Tyra
Tyra didn't really do anything. Like, she came on the camera.
she said, "Roll the tapes."
She was like, she was on, they made it a part of this, like, they made it a storyline. So
Mhm.
she was like, yeah, like, did you cheat on your boyfriend? Like,
Yeah, but
like,
why was that the storyline? I guess I'm like still did Tyra at all speak to why did you say it was boyfriend rather than just what it was? Did they ask that question?
because they were hiding it, I guess. Like, they
Oh,
didn't
because
care.
maybe of like
They
lawsuits or something?
they
Like,
didn't care about they didn't care about these girls, basically. Like, they would have come to them with like, I think I was like assaulted. I mean, there was like a photo shoot where the girl was like, she did stop the photo shoot. It was a black girl. She was doing, you'll remember her face, I'm sure. um she was doing a photo shoot, and one of the guys, she was like, he's getting handsy with
I
me.
remember this. I remember
Right.
this.
And so
They put that on the show. I
yes, I
remember that. Yeah.
remember. Yes. But this is in front of everybody, and they're like, Miss J's like, I mean, Mr. J's like, you can't really like stop a photo shoot, like, like, this costs
So
like
did
hundreds of
what
dollars.
did Miss J say in reflection to that?
I don't remember exactly, but
Okay.
like, it was just like that type of stuff was like just brushed over.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
yeah, it was just very like, it was TV. Like, Tyra's whole thing was like, it was out of my hands. Like, that was like the producers, and I like, and so it just felt more like,
Yeah.
no, like, I mean, I would even respect more if it was just like, it was about like
The ratings, yeah.
TV, and like we needed a good storyline or something like that, even though that's terrible. Like,
Yeah.
these girls were just
Yeah.
crazily
I
disposable.
think that they were not cared about whatsoever. I think that it was about ratings. I think
You
every
gotta watch
single
the doc,
person
and
from
then we talk
Miss
about it.
J, yeah, we will talk about it, but right now my feelings like anyone that was in a position of power including Miss J, including Nigel, including what other guy, including Tyra. Tyra's bosses are all responsible. It just
Mhm.
seems like the narrative framing that I see on TikTok is more so like Miss
Really?
J and them talking about Tyra,
Mm-mm. I
and
feel
I'm
like
just
I've
like,
seen a well-rounded thing, but I do feel like it is a consensus. Like like Tyra is like crazy. Like she's
Tyra is
like
crazy, but why isn't the consensus that they aren't either? They were doing
because
the
she's
crazy shit
giving
too.
because she's just giving. It's like you just have to watch it because I feel like
Okay.
it's just giving a type of like mean girl insidiousness that's like
Mhm.
hasn't evolved from that. Like
Mhm.
like I don't know. It just was weird. And then the fact that she still hasn't reached out to Miss J, like after he's had a stroke and like he like couldn't talk and walk, and it's just like you haven't reached out to him yet. Like it's just you start to see her character, like
Did
her
they
as
ask
a
her why she hasn't?
person. Yeah, I think
And what did
so.
she
And she was
say?
just like, I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but it was just like it was just so it was just like it was like giving life-size Tyra answers, and that's why it's, like, weird and kind of
Did Tyra know
frustrating.
what this documentary was going to be? Like, or like, is she so
Yes!
like, I guess I'm saying, like, she willingly said, "I will participate in this," knowing it was gonna be critical?
I mean, she first of all,
Or did she
sh
make this documentary?
I don't know, but I do know that she knew what it was about. Like, I know that part of Tyra's whole thing is, like, trying to head this on. Mind you, they end with, like, "We'll see
Okay.
you in season 25."
Oh, there's a new season?
That's what she said. That's how she ended the show. Like, we'll see you in season 25. But just like even just like them not setting the girls up with like
She didn't produce it, so she's just like a guest like everyone else. I think you're right, she's definitely trying to get ahead of it,
and then
especially if there's gonna be
listen,
another season.
and then like, just like there was a point where I think Tyra was like over Miss J and like, just kind of doing what like even if they didn't think things were right, it was like we're just like, okay, like we're doing this. I don't know. It was just weird. And then like Mr. J tried to quit and then they like sued him and like they brought him back and like he had to do another season. Like it
Yeah,
was
that
just
sounds like a contract. Keela got sued when she left her job. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Like, it sounds like Tyra's crazy, but I'm just not convinced they're not either. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah,
I'm
that's
convinced Tyra's crazy. I'm just not convinced they're not.
I mean, for sure. I think that they all were kinda crazy. I do wanna, like, say that things were crazy in that time, like,
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm like, I hope that I would not have been, like, just going along with things like that, but
Yeah.
just the things that they said on the show were crazy. It was like
It
she's
was
like
accepted then, you know? Like, it
yeah,
wasn't
she's just like,
considered
"Oh my
crazy.
god, you're 114 pounds." Like,
Mhm.
she's like, "I wish I was you." Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, people were like they were expected to
Yes.
have eating disorders.
Yes,
Like, you know
I
what I'm
mean, this
saying?
was of the time, and I'm not saying that that's dismissal, that doesn't make it right, but I'm saying, like, you could say these things and not get canceled, everyone was like, I was tuning in
But I
laughing
I
at the
do
show as
also
well.
I
I
do
was,
oh, for sure. I mean,
like,
we tuned in
yes,
for
like,
years. But I will say, like, there's just something about it. Like, there is something about, like, Tyra being a Black woman, the
mhm,
Black model who went through all of this
yeah,
and then perpetuating it on another group of women. And
yeah,
even worse, like, it's
mhm,
like, they're gonna send you home if you don't get your teeth fixed.
yeah. I think she
Whatever.
was
But
emulating
also
what they were doing to her, unfortunately.
they were, but she wasn't getting, like, medical procedures and, like I mean, maybe she was, but, like, that's
Do you
crazy.
think that
But
Tyra
also,
well, I need to watch it, whatever.
my last thing I'll say is, like, like, getting medical procedures, but, like, even worse, just, like, so these girls are getting raped in Milan? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this
Mhm.
is crazy. Like, I just think, like,
Yes.
the liberties that we took with people's, like, real lives, like, when the beginning of reality TV is, like, was wild.
I mean, the
It
early
was
2000s was
wild.
crazy. I mean, we've seen so much on the early 2000s. And like a lot of things were accepted, and yeah, I think Tyra is lucky that America's Next Top Model came during that time.
Well, she lives in, I think she knows. She lives in Australia.
Yeah. And
But
season
like something,
2025 will be interesting because I mean, season 25 will be interesting because I think it will be a new experience of
it's like,
America's Next
girl,
Top
why are
Model.
you doing, like, I don't think this
The
is a
funny thing
good,
is, I
I
think
don't
people
think you
might
should do
watch it
this.
now. Like on the
I
heels of this, I
know.
think it might get ratings because people want to see
I
how
mean,
different it
people just
is.
to see what, like, see what y'all
Exactly.
about
I
to
might
do.
tune in,
I
honestly, because
mean,
I'm
honestly,
curious.
just to see how you gonna act.
Exactly.
But my fear is that it's just still gonna be crazy. Like, I'm like, don't do this. Like, this is, the concept in itself is a little crazy.
Mhm.
Like, it's just crazy. Like, it's just like, what are you gonna do? Like, I remember they would like get award, like get prizes. I'm
Mhm.
like we started
I
watching
mean,
it,
it's a
and they would
creative
go to,
thought, right? Like it's
it
based
is.
like
It's a genius show, but like when
yes.
you actually think about it now, it's like, okay, what are the prizes going to be? Like, they were like, oh, you can go to the studio with Wyclef Jean.
No.
Or something just like,
Nowadays, it has to be like you get that same contract with the Ford models, but also it's like, and you are promised a spread in whatever magazine. You are going to
mm,
be the face of this product for the next season. Like it has to be more than just, it has to be a
mm.
real thing to launch a career. It can't be,
It's scary
I
though.
mean,
I feel
because if
like
you think
we
about
have
it,
not healed like
who is
from,
the most like successful, famous top model? I would say it's Eva in my mind.
oh, from top models. Yeah, my mind too.
And that's not because of modeling, it's because
Oh my
she
god, they literally said they couldn't get a job. Like Danielle was like, I mean,
yeah,
not
that's
my
what the American Idol people said
Danielle
too.
in the show. They were like, she said that Tyra knew. So after the show, she went and lived in a modeling house,
I didn't even
and
know that exists.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Mhm.
like, they all lived together, going like on go sees and stuff like that, and
Go sees.
and um and so she was like, she wouldn't get sent on stuff. Like
Mhm,
they were not prioritizing her. Like other people would go. Chanel Iman, she was good friends with Chanel Iman. They lived in the house at the same time.
mhm,
She would get to go put like get sent on stuff.
mhm.
And because she didn't know this, but because she was like reality
TV show,
show,
yeah.
she wasn't getting sent.
American
And
Idol
then
people
she
talked about
said,
that too.
and
Mhm.
then Tyra called her and was like, or like she was like, she knew that was gonna happen to her, and like she didn't do anything about it. Like, I don't know, it was just like it was just all very exploitative, and from a black model, like supermodel that like we put so much faith in. Like, I just
Mhm.
remember we just all thought Tyra was so like gonna protect these girls, especially the black
Yes,
girl.
yes.
And then on season one, telling Ebony there's something wrong with her skin and she's a
Yes.
baby. Like, it's like,
Yes.
you're trying to break these girls down and you're
Yes.
black.
I would like
Like,
to
and
know
I get that part of her, sorry, my last thing is like, I get that, like, a part of it was to break boundaries in terms of like what we think modeling models look like. And I
mhm.
do think it was partially successful because I think we have
Absolutely.
seen, a change. But at the same time, it was to humiliate these girls. That's really what it is. Like, she
Mhm,
was like humiliating these girls
mhm,
for TV. And
mhm,
she was like trying to act like she was big sister.
mhm,
Like, that's like my problem with it.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's complex. Like, I just think it's complex. I think it's just now that we have the language, it's interesting to reflect back, but I wonder if what we would have said back then. I do think Tyra obviously has a lot of fucking issues, but I do think Tyra still means a lot to the culture.
I
Um,
mean, yes, she
and I do think
does.
America's Next Top Model
But
was a very
I don't
creative
trust
thought.
her at all.
No, I
Like, I
mean,
don't
no, I don't
like
trust her, but
but
that's
like
fine.
I just think that, like, I don't know. I don't fuck with her. Like, the way that she was going, like, talking about these brown skin, like Ebony talking about your skin. Like, it's just like,
Mhm,
what? And
mhm.
just like the lack of accountability in this, when you have the opportunity now to even just break down where that was coming from. Like, maybe you had a mean girl streak and you were just like, I was really hurt and I had resentment, and I just was trying to like get a coin, like whatever. But there was none of that I got, and I do believe she has a lot of responsibility. I mean, this was her show. Like you'll hear, like she was pitching this, like
She
she
says that
found them. Yes,
she
this was
found the model. She's saying.
no, she picked Miss J, like Miss J and
Mhm.
her.
Mhm.
She knew her since she was like 15. He taught her how to walk. So she was like, when she was doing this show,
Mhm.
she was like, I want Miss J on there. Jay Emanuel was like her makeup artist. Like this was her brainchild. Like
Mhm.
this was, and then you see like Ken, there was like a guy that Ken something. He did the show with her, and so and he like is he made like the real world, and she said her concept, she wanted it to be like American Idol in the real world together.
She did that. Like I can see both
Yeah.
like in there. She did that.
Yeah. So it's
Um
like, and it was a hit. Like we look like I'm like watching again. I'm like the
No,
theme
I
song was
mean,
great.
I
Like
will
we
not take
stood
anything from Tyra
in.
in that respect. It was a
Yeah.
genius idea. She brought in the talent. Like the talent was there.
Yes.
The people she brought in, like Miss J and the stuff you're saying, were characters. Like
Yes. The
they're like she
judges.
is a person who clearly has a vision, and like can execute a vision.
Yes.
It sounds like she's a bad
No matter the
person, but
cost.
regardless,
Yeah.
Top Model was a fucking hit. I was tuned in
Oh my god, we
amongst
were
all the
tuned
bad shit.
in.
Okay,
We
I was
were
tuned in.
like,
I was
we were
laughing.
always tuned
I
in.
was yeah, if we had a vote, I was voting, like, I was in,
That is so funny,
So,
Alexis.
that's
You
why
were
I'm like,
voting.
it is what it is.
Alexis used to vote for American Idol
Hell
for
yeah, like, that's
sure.
why I'm
That
just
is
like, it's
so
hard for me to be
funny.
like I feel like a hypocrite being all, like, against her because 'cause I'm like, "Look, I was laughing at the shit." Like,
Well,
I just
we didn't know Shandy was being raped. Like, you know what I'm
not
saying? Like,
even the rape thing, but even just, like, when they would say stuff about, like, just someone's teeth or something, like, I remember being like, "Oh my gosh, like, this is a good show, like, this is interesting." Like,
it's
it just
funny because I feel like I remember things being like, this is kind of weird. Like I do remember having those feelings, and like rewatching the doc, I was just like, I do remember that being weird and like
Mhm.
feeling like uncomfortable with this. Um, so yeah, like I thought it was weird when they were telling her like she would go home if she didn't get her teeth, like her gap closed.
In
And
my
then
mind
on the next season, they're giving somebody a gap. Like what the fuck?
now giving someone a gap is weird, but
She's
I
saying that she had like these girls have like teeth problems till this day. Like it was just not well thought out. Like Alexis, yes.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it's unfortunate. I hope Tyra can take I mean, she sounds like she's taking some accountability, but allegedly there's gonna be a season 25, and hopefully they treat the girls better in the season 25,
Yeah.
That's what I hope. She's learned from this.
Learn something from
But
this.
to me, they're all on the hit list. Miss J, Tyra, everybody, they're all on the hit list
Just
to me.
watch it.
I
Then
will.
I want to hear your thoughts.
All right, y'all. We gotta
Um,
wrap it up.
we do. Can I ask you one question?
Yeah, and then I gotta go.
I just want to know if you listened to Hillary Duff's album and if you
Not
like it.
yet. I'm gonna
Okay.
be in the train tomorrow, so it's literally on my list to listen to on
Yay.
the way home.
Okay,
Why
then
do you
we'll
not
talk
like
about it.
it?
I absolutely love it, actually.
I'm going to the concert.
Oh, you got a
Me and Grace are
ticket.
going.
Oh, that'll be so fun. I'm so happy. So happy you got
Yeah,
a
you love
ticket.
it. I mean, Hillary Duff is back, y'all.
I love it.
And
Like
so
I'm like
and it's
this
only
is
37 minutes. I love that. Okay.
yeah,
It's
it's
quick.
really cute. I mean, she is a millennial hardcore.
Which
So,
songs do you like?
um I love adult size medium.
Okay.
Let me
I'll make
see.
sure to tune into that
That's
one.
the last one. Hold on, bye. I love a holiday party. You're gonna like holiday party. I love the
Yay!
optimist.
Yay! Okay.
I love weather for tennis. Like it is a
Mm.
solid like
You
and
felt good with
now
this album. Like it's a good
yes,
album.
and
Okay.
now with context of the whole album, like mature and roommates is
Mm-hmm.
like so much better. Like
Mm.
yeah, it is a
I'm
solid.
proud of
I'm
her.
proud of her. It's funny, we're ending this show giving a white girl
I know,
props.
give it a
So
white girl props on
that's
Black History
okay.
Month. I'm sure there was a black person writing this shit. I'm sure there's somewhere in this. So.
Yes, somewhere inspired young Hillary
Mm-hmm.
Duff. All right, y'all. Well, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next week. Send us an email at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com or DM us with your questions or topics that you want to talk about. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. Remember to email us your discussion topics at whoamitojudgepod@gmail.com. Also, remember to subscribe to Who Am I to Judge podcast on Spotify and everywhere you get your podcast. If you love us, please rate us and review. And if you don't, leave us alone. Tell a friend to tell a friend. See y'all next week. Bye, friends.